It's a workshop. Borrow Smart, brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com. A little bit of a workshop. We love doing workshops for you. Love chatting with you about some of these things and helping educate. So let's chat a little bit about money. While no single conversation is guaranteed to change the trajectory of a career, a company, a relationship, or a life, any single conversation can. That is part of where we're going with this. What is money? So let's think about this. What are your goals when it comes to money? Reducing stress, more clarity about money, feel more in control and empowered about money, get out of debt, live within your means and develop savings, connect with greater meaning and purpose in life. What would you like to learn about money? Well, we're going to chat about a lot of these different issues because it's important. And as a liability advisor, one of the things we're constantly trying to do, and it's kind of funny because, yes, I do lead a lending team, but our goal is how to help you get the right mortgage and eliminate debt. So, Ron, how do you get the right mortgage and eliminate debt? Well, it's all about the mindset. It's all about you being open-minded enough to understand different ways of doing things. So let's think about some of the different ways. How are you going to get money? Where do you spend it? How to save it? Is there a right way and wrong way of saving it? Where to save it? How is it taxed? Are we going to have enough money? There are a lot of these different issues that we're constantly looking at, and people are always concerned, am I going to outlive my money? But nobody ever thinks about the concept of what is the exact dollar that I need. And yes, we do have a tool that'll allow us to identify what do you need in retirement? Are you on pace? I've had some in fact, that are saving so much they're not living today because they want to be able to live tomorrow. But is tomorrow promised? What is money universally? Money is something we trade our life energy for. You pay for money with your time. Then you choose how to spend your money. No one ever talks about it that way, do they? So what is your life energy worth? Life energy is time. It's precious because you only have so much of it. We simply can't know how much time we have. So if you're doing everything you can right now and you're scrimping and saving and you're not living, not enjoying life, are you sure you're going to ever be able to? I'll tell you a story. It's a personal story. I have an aunt that worked at it's no longer there anymore, but it was at the mental hospital in Norwalk. Worked there for 40 years so that she could retire. And there was times when she wanted to retire sooner, but she wanted to get her 40-year pin in. I don't know why, but that was important to her. Well, guess what? She gets to that 40th year. She gets about time to retire. And a month after she retired, she died. So she never got the opportunity to enjoy the money that she was working for. Got to have a plan. And that's what this sheet that we have is all geared for. People don't want to be rich, only to be richer than other people, according to John Stuart Mill. Primary ways money is made: land and natural resources, labor, human beings doing work, entrepreneurship. That's work and risk. And the best one of all of them, I think, capital, money or property supporting land, labor, and entrepreneurship. So you can either make money through your money, or you can make money by letting your money work for you. Okay, that's kind of an interesting thought. Has anybody ever talked to you about that before? Most people will say no. They've never heard some of these different solutions. What is the money story? So there are a street level, so just at the very basics of it. Practical level. Think about that as a pedestrian use of cash, credit cards, debt, and savings. Going up another level, maybe the 5,000-foot level, neighborhood level. Thoughts, security, power, acceptance, evil, yeah. And sometimes it's just a big myth. Getting bigger, going higher up the level, the ladder, city level. Cultural, shared belief token. Money had value to someone and will have value to someone else. Trust. That 30,000 foot level, responsibility. Money is different everywhere based on the street, neighborhood, and city where we grew up. It is external to us. It is unique to us. Everybody has their own issues. So income that made people happiest was right at $95,000 annually, according to a specific report. That's for a U.S. household, and declines at 105,000. We've got some charts on these things. I'm not sharing the charts today, but there are all kinds of studies that are out there. Where are you at? Where do you fit in? Are you happy with what you're earning? Have you thought about what you need to be doing? If you work for someone, think of the money you earn each dollar as employees that work for you. Your money then becomes your employee. I love that thought, right? Your money becoming your employee. You can get money to work for you. And yes, we are teaching people how to do private lending. It's and get a very, very high rate of return that is secured. That's one of the biggest issues that we talk about is how do we make sure that the money is secured? One of the things we're going to also get into is, something, where do we go to understand what is your lifetime earnings? What is the amount of money that you need? When is enough money? If you don't have these roadmaps, how do you know? And if you want, we can help you with that. Now, we're going to be putting out a video series on all these things as well as us talking about them here on Ron Siegel Radio. But the bottom line is I've used this scenario many, many times. If you do, and I don't, if you go to a mall and you want to find out where the XYZ store is, where the sporting goods store is. I don't even know if they have sporting goods stores in malls. But you want to know where the sporting goods store is. How do you get there? Well, you have to go when you walk in the door. Most of them, they used to have a map when you went right inside the store in the mall. And it would say with a big dot on there and say, you are here. And you find the store you want to, and you follow the map, and you get there. Maybe they do it now electronically. I don't know. Maybe they use a GPS for that now or something in your phone. But in any event, I'm old, and that's how we used to do it. Well, the same thing with money. How do you know you've arrived where you want to be if you haven't, if you don't know where you want to go? Right? You got to know, okay. And I'm speaking a little bit here. I want to get a little more specific. If you're putting aside 1, 2, 3, 6% of your income into a 401k, how much money is that going to be worth in retirement? Okay, you might say, okay, I'm going to have $1 million in retirement. How much money do you need? Well, $1 million, and these are going back sometimes, they've changed a little bit. It used to be that $1 million means you can take out $40,000 a year. Right? That's about what, $3,400 a month is what you're going to be living on. Is that enough? What do you live on now? What is the inflation going to do? Do you have a hedge against inflation? Now, real estate is a good hedge against inflation, probably the best, maybe the only hedge against inflation, because it continues to appreciate. If you're in Southern California, we're looking at 4.5% to 5.25% appreciation on real estate. In most times, maybe not during the early part of this current administration, we've seen where that covers inflation. During the last administration, I think inflation was average like 1.9%, something like that. So the real estate would have tripled almost what inflation was. That's keeping you ahead of the game. Because if you can live on $3,400 a month today, well, what was $3,400 20 years ago? A lot of money. Today you say, well, I'm not real rich. What do you think it's going to be 20 years from now? So you need to get with somebody who understands these things. Again, we've got this tool that'll help us calculate these numbers and make sense of them. And if you ever want us to put together a sheet for you, doesn't cost you a thing. You just have to reach out to us, Ron at RonSiegelRadio.com, Ron at RonSiegelRadio.com. We will help you with that. That is the Borrow Smart segment. What is money? Brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com.